everyone. A very good afternoon to all of you. This is Megha here from People Matters, and thank you for joining us for yet another exciting session as a part of the People Matters SME Talent Week. This session, we are discussing talent development across levels, a lever to scale with Makrand Appalwar. So what I'll do is I'll briefly set some context over what this session is about, and I'll introduce our esteemed speaker as well, and then I'll hand it over to a speaker to take the session forward. So as SMEs scale up, new roles emerge and existing roles may become redundant. But is talent acquisition the only answer to this challenge? This session brings an experienced leader and an entrepreneur sharing his story on how talent development across levels has helped his organization manage this challenge and scale up seamlessly. Let me take the opportunity to welcome our speaker, Makrand Appalwar, who is the promoter, chairman and managing director for Emmbi Industries Limited. Established in 1994, Emmbi Industries Limited manufactures woven polyethylene and polypropylene products. Makrand, who is an engineer from Pune University, was awarded with prestigious Udyog Ratna Award by Institute of Economic Studies in 2005. And this award was for his novel idea of protective irrigation systems. He has also completed a management program in Sloan School of Management, MIT, in the year of 2014. Makrand, it is great to have you with us, and thank you for taking out time to share your experiences and learnings with our audience. Thank you. We also urge our viewers to use the comment box next to the video to share your views and comments like you've been doing it so far in the week. So please post your questions and comments in the comment box, and we will try to take up as many questions as possible at the end of this session. You can also use hashtag SME Talent on social platforms to share your learning and comments and feedback. So without much further delay, Makrand, let me hand the mic over to you to take us through the session.
Hi everyone, and thanks Megha. Thank you very much for having me here, and I really appreciate the efforts of People Matters to do something like this and letting people know about each others and how they progress. So guys, I'm not a HR expert, so maybe I might be a little bit deviated from your core competencies, but I'm not going to say anything about HR. I'm going to tell you about what we did, how we did, and what was our experience. So in the beginning only, I'm getting a disclosure that this may not be a perfectly like a copybook HR activity, but this is more of a you can say an entrepreneur's journey what we started. So we started somewhere in 1994 as a manufacturing company with 2 people, and now in the last couple of decades, almost 22 years, we have metamorphosed from a company of 2 people to around 1,200 people now working with us. So what did we went through? Like along with people, when people grew, the need of people primarily is because the businesses do grow and you need more helping hands to improve your company's working strength. So what was our case and how did we went ahead? So what we observed is we started appointing people on a different level when we were 1 crore company and when we were say 10 crore company and say when we were 100 crore company. So different type of people and people of a different caliber and aptitudes and core competencies joined us on the way during this journey. So what was the difference between them and how did we manage? So at Emmbi, it is very important for us to be ahead of the time curve and always be one of the best companies in our sector. So it was very important, and we attribute a lot of success to the people and the team which worked with us and which were with us right from the beginning. So though they were slightly less qualified to handle the company at a broader or a higher level of top lines, what we did is when we had initial general managers who were taking care of practically everything in the company, considering their aptitude, what they like most, how is their way of handling, we chose them for a pinpointed job. We gave them a job which is of their choice, and for rest other things we kept on adding a fresh water to the pool. So this kept on getting us a new talent. So at every level, some departments were added, some people were added, or even the departments become larger. Like as this is an HR platform, I would specifically say about HR. Like when we started with a department for HR, we were around 50, 60 crore company. And we have actually outsourced HR activity to one of the third party organization who are sending one gentleman to our office and he was taking care of all of our needs. Now, within next, say, 5 or 6 years, we have a full-fledged HR department which is been actually headed by a general manager. He has experience of more than 12 years in HR and almost 20 years of general experience, and he is having a very capable team of around 20 people who are working with him. So initially, which started with a one person, went on with having a 20% department with the individual competencies. What we did regarding the talent acquisition and talent management, we strongly believe that internal people, if given a proper training, they have a very above normal attitude or possibility that they would come and help you in your organizational growth. So we insisted a lot on the trainings. We have arranged them with various type of possibilities to get engaged. First, we conducted a psychometric test of more than around 100 people in our organization, whom we selected as a members of the growth team. Then, depending on their psychometric balance, we chose their path. They were handed over to the executive coaches, and coach is working on them, helping them to decide which way they go, what are their problems, how they need to really take it ahead. So I think talent acquisition is not necessarily to be seen only from the outside. In my personal opinion, it's a combination of both the things. You have to have internal people getting trained and getting more pinpointed roles for doing excellence, and at the same time you keep on adding people from outside. This helps the organization to balance, because when the people from outside and the newer people come, they come with the fresh ideas, they come with the fresh aptitude and newer knowledge as well as a better knowledge. At the same time, when there are old people, they continue the tradition of organization, because every organization, I feel, works on kind of a DNA. So our DNA is never getting lost, because all the time we are changing, because especially in the SME, the growth is very fast, and the speed at which organizations are growing, if you don't retain your original thought, your original DNA, there is a chance that you would get lost during the journey. You would not maintain what you actually thought about or what you actually think that needs to be done during this journey. So we ensure that we always will have some new people, some old people, and a combination. The problems were enormous. The old people were having problems right from educating them about spoken English, how should they speak, the grooming, the equalizing programs, like the new people and the old people should stay on the same platform. So all this thing has been done in a very categorical way. I personally strongly believe that in SMEs, it's the top management which lacks management bandwidth after some time. So we have taken a decision, and me and my co-promoter Rinku, both of us has taken a kind of a year-long advanced management programs. I did it from Sloan School, Boston, and Rinku did it from IIM Bangalore. And first and foremost, we advocated or told everybody by an example that you need to learn while you are working. You need to adopt new skills. So that helped all of us and our team to focus on that new learning thought process. What changed the whole thing is now the organization is in that mode where everybody believes that the growth is not a challenge to his existence, but growth is for his existence. That was the main thing. So that was one of the things which we communicated, because typically what we see that whenever organization is taking new shape, many a time it happens that old people or the people who are having a comparatively less skill sets, they feel threatened that they would be out of the organization's main flow. So our existence of our whole focus was on this fact that it is going to be a coexistence of new and old, which is a society. Actually, I personally feel society is a combination of all the things. It's never that everybody is at one platform. You'll have during the organization or during the society, you would see that there will be people with a different skill sets available, and that's why it makes more interesting place to live, or that's why it makes more interesting society to live. So we have followed the similar model. We have used old people and new people, and some of the very important things we understood when we started having an executive learning is one of the major problem most of the SMEs face is a delegation. They don't want to delegate a jobs on the hierarchical basis. Management, top management doesn't want to go ahead and start delegating on the middle management, and middle management doesn't want to do it for the lower management. So effectively, we made each one of us believe that if your subordinate become more capable, that is the best way for you to grow. See that the guy who's reporting or a person who's reporting to you becomes equally competent as you are for doing this particular job, and company would take care of you and move you on to the next and better job, because there is enormous growth possibilities available with company, and that would only happen if people grow here. So talent acquisition, I think talent acquisition should be treated more as a talent management, because most of the people feel that talent acquisition is purely by hiring new people from the market. I'm personally not believer of that. I feel there is enough of potentials in every company. It's all about understanding, tapping, and grooming them. So we are a strong believer of that. So we have a combination of activity happening here. We also take in new people, as well at the same time we also do a talent management within our people. So that is one of the main things. So what I learned, like what was my learning when I went to a school in MIT, the biggest learning I had were the two things. One was about, my professor told me one very simple advice, that henceforth don't stop working in the business, start working on the business. You should not work in your business, but you should work on your business. Let people take care of the things. Explain 10 different teams what exactly you are looking at, how you want to conduct it, and let everybody do it. People are smart, people are more capable at times than what you believe. And to tell you the most interesting and the funniest incidents, what happened was, the year when I was away for almost 9 to 11 months, that was the best year our company performed. We had the highest increase in our top line. We had the best profitability. Everything was on place. So the point to tell you this is, at times all SME people, the company, they believe as if that is their child, and they hold it so close to their chest that they are not allowing rest of the world. It's like when a child grows after third or fourth year, even mother goes and puts that child into the nursery and let the external teachers take care of the child, and the whole process, the child become a nice healthy boy or a girl with an extremely good set of skills. So I think that can be very similar to the companies. You should let the things go out of your hand, allow more people to come in. They can take decisions, they can take the companies ahead. And we feel that company is not just a brick and mortar. It's all about what kind of people you are having. Second most important thing I learned during my course was about the urgency of implementation. In most of the SMEs, if you see, there is a huge implementation gap. And this is because of the poor HR management. Because everything, this implementation management or implementation gap reduction is one of the largest function an HR team can do for you, which most of us neglect. Because if I want to implement certain things and I don't have a capable set of people who are working with me, there's a chance that I have a wonderful idea which is sitting in my head but never came in actuals, because I was so much engaged in doing something which I may have let it do by somebody else or some other department or some person. So structured company management, or creating a structure for managing your company, is extremely important, which is generally taken care by the HR management. Third, one of the most important thing we would suggest somebody to do is let people know what exactly you expect from them. When you are hiring a nice and good talent, many a time the role definition is so confusing and overlapping. So we use that employee scorecard pattern. We allowed them to let people know what we are expecting from them. This is helping us to improve their performances, and I see that a lot of young boys and girls who are working with us are doing actually wonderful job. Like they are doing the jobs which any management should be proud and happy about. So my point remains that as a SME, what few things you need to do in talent management is let your internal and external talent come combine. Let your internal people doesn't feel threatened. Give them a confidence that company is going to stay with you in the speed with which they work. So they will work like the growth engines for your own growth. They will see that the company is growing. They'll not create an obstacles, because that's a very important thing. Your existing people, if they create an obstacle, it's a big challenge for a company to grow. So it's a massive challenge for HR team to give that confidence to the existing people that company is going to take care of them while they are growing. So ensure that is one of the growth mantras. I feel we get it here, and we let people understand that we are not going to make them obsolete, but we are going to make them more sharp. We might reduce their role, but that role will be more pinpointed. We might put them on a one particular job, but that job will add more value to company as well as their own life. And by that way, they are more supportive. By that way, they are more productive. And by that way, that helps everyone, each one of us. So I feel talent management is a combination of hiring new people. That is very important. I would not say that everything can be done internally. Like in probably 5 years back when we were not listed, we didn't had a legal department. Now we have a full-fledged legal department headed by a company secretary, and they have very specialized jobs which those guys take care. They know their things very correctly. So certain things need to be added definitely on the way, but that doesn't make another people obsolete. Ensure that it's a coexistence for everyone. It's a thing which works for each one of us. There are different ways possible you can do, and I guess internal training to every level is one of the keys to any success of any organization. And I will personally feel that HR is now become more of a human capital management department than human resource management, because I always connect the growth, diversity, innovation to our people. And HR is the department which controls, or which you can say manages those people. So everything which ultimately happens in company runs through the wall of HR. So if you don't have a nice HR or human capital management department, the chance that you would be stumbling on your own shadow is very high, because people itself will create some nuisance and some kind of disturbance for you, and that can be taken very well and very healthily by the human capital management. I think I told most of the things which I thought are necessary to be told about Emmbi and about us, and now I would be happy to keep the platform open for the questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Makrand. This was really insightful, and thank you for sharing your experiences and learnings that you've had in such a long career of yours, and also for that funny story about how your organization really performed very well when you were away. But I'm sure they need you. So, like you said, we'll just open the floor for questions. The first question that we received is, Mr. Makrand, what's the common factor that you figured out that your employees should have?
I guess the most important for me is innovative approach. I like people doing everything in a different way. Like in a very simple thing, in our office, we don't have any secretaries. Like we don't function with nobody from top to bottom, from managing director to the smallest of the person in the company doesn't have a secretary. So we used to always have confusion about meeting each other. So somebody came with very simple solution that if anybody want to meet other guy and the other fellow is busy, then just take one sheet of the paper and post it on his cabin or near his table. So others don't have to wait. And whenever you see that sheet, the others can go and call them. So it's all about a simple innovation which helped us to straighten people standing near each other or waiting to the desk and going and coming back. So innovation is basically key to every success. That's what we believe. So in my mind, at every level, including HR, it's the innovation is the common factor what we have do across our company.
Fantastic. Next question that we have is, how do you align your leadership team to the promoter's vision?
I guess it's more of a communication. You need to keep on talking to people, making them understand whatever vision you have, why it's so important, and how this company is going to achieve it. Making them believe in your vision. First, your vision need to be really correct and explainable to people that what are we doing here. So most of the people or most of the companies I see talk more about what product they are producing. If they talk about what need they are sufficing, it's very easy. Like if I say that we are a company which takes care of a cargo management from one place to other in a most safest way, or we are the company which take care of water management in a most productive way. So then it become very creative for every employee who's working here. The smallest of the man who's working in my company knows that whatever he is doing is with some purpose. He knows when he create one pond lining, he's creating a reservoir for one farmer. So he's embedded with that feeling. Same thing goes with the entire executive cadre. So they should, all of you should see in one direction. Let them know about the application of your product and what need you are addressing and how you are making the world better by doing that. Of course, all of us are doing something which helps world to become better. So if you tell your people that, okay, by doing this, this is how we are contributing to the world, that is one of the wonderful feeling I feel to the every human being, that I am doing something creative, I am doing something new, which is helping the world to be a better place. And I think that takes everyone along.
Fantastic. I think it's a wonderful answer. We have another question which may be a little follow up to what you just said, but it may have a different response as well. So I'll leave that question to you. It would be interesting to know how you attract young talent towards a factory or a manufacturing setup.
It's one of the challenging thing, but we do have pretty decent manufacturing setup. Actually, you are talking to me from the manufacturing office, so you can see we have pretty jazzy things here. We ensure that every level people get a comfort. So basically, creating. So it's about why people don't like manufacturing. Let's look at it this way. What is the thing which doesn't attract young youth or young people to be in manufacturing? So it's about the probably dirtying your hands. Just starting from top line. If you see my uniform, we have a blue collar up here. It's typical blue collar. So we ensure that the blue collar is respected. From managing director to everyone has a blue collared shirt being wearing, and ensure that the proper respect is given to every level. Every person in the organization is done. And at the same time, as there are people who love the desk jobs, there are some people like me who are from the engineering side. Actually, we love being on the floor. It's all about finding the right fix, finding the right match. You find the right people who like being around the machines. They are the people they hate going in office, including me. I'm kind of more happy being in factory. So I would choose to be in a factory than being in my corporate office for the more time, purely because I enjoy here. So it's all about finding the right fit. To answer the question in a very short, because this happens everywhere. You will find, and allowing people to switch. There are a lot of people who go from Mumbai office to factory and vice versa, who keep on switching because they feel they can add better value at the right location. So that switch should be, you can make them feel that, okay, it's acceptable that if you, after working 6 months, you feel that this is not the thing you want, we're not going to chuck you off. We're going to give you another offer that you can go to the other factory or internal. Whenever we are having any vacancy, we'll ensure that the people within the organization are always explained that this is the new position vacant and would anyone would like to go ahead and try that. So that helps people to be wherever you want them to, and allow them to switch if they don't like.
Wonderful. So the next question is directly for you. How much of your time goes into people management or human capital management, as you like to call it?
I guess substantial. These days, I'm not having an executive function, so I'm building the organization. So I guess in the quantifying, say around 10% of my time goes into this because I'm pretty active in trainings and seminar. I take personal interest in doing that. I join in most of the trainings. I sit with people right from the smallest of the training to the largest, so that I can see that trainer is training the right things, because that's also very important that whosoever we are appointed as a trainer, it's all about, again, vision and mission, what organization has. So entire training has to be oriented with that. So most of the training I try to attend myself at least 1 or 2 batches, and I kind of in a quantification, probably it would be around 10% of my time I do spend in kind talent management, because this is the time where we are growing, we're changing from, I think within next year or two we would move out of SME level and go on a mid corporate. So for us, creating a right type of team, making people understand what exactly they need to do, how they react to the situation. So this is more challenging period for us.
Wonderful. So I think I'll have to stop here for the questions so that we can close the session on time. So thank you so much, Mr. Makrand, for taking out your time and sharing your experience with us. And I think it has been a fantastic session. Thank you so much to the audience for sending us so many questions and your comments and feedback. And the audience can still continue sharing their comments and feedback using hashtag SME Talent on social platforms. Thank you for tuning into this session. We do have another session which is lined up at 4:30 p.m. today evening, which is about making your leadership training stick by Terry Trott. So please do continue your journey in SME Talent Week. Hope to see you again. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Makarand.
Thanks a lot. Bye bye.